Sulfurous Smash, Durance of Hate from Mephisto, and this combination executed perfectly at the end of the game.
From Alarak, make it a quad kill set up by that East.
Wow, did you see that mosh pit? 4-man mosh pit while on a conveyor belt. That was like a regular sushi line.
Nukerak, 4 at 50%. Both cores are just absolutely melting. Which one's going to go down first? I think this is going to be Respect the Gooses. Oh my goodness.
Ring. Oh my goodness, the ring. Jaina just pulling up everybody here. That's a 4, make it 5
And it
for
does
nothing.
not fall up. What a play. Oh my God, somebody please clip that.
Hello, oh shoot. Hello everybody and welcome back to the Nexus Gaming Series. Tonight, I am joined by a fresh face to casting. This is Hunter Purebed, aka Howlin' Knight, from, why don't you tell him your team name? Alright, so let's make sure, hey, say something real quick. I don't think it's coming through for you. Yeah, it didn't. Okay, hold on, let me fix that real quick. But while I do that, welcome everybody. Tonight we're going to catch a Division B-NorthEast setup here between ReGen Ghost and Boogans Forever. And I mean, both of these teams, I'm very familiar with ReGen Ghost. Obviously, I've cast them a few times this season, and they're part of the ReGen organization, so of course I'm familiar with them. Boogans Forever, a reskin rename of Boogan Squad. Played against them previously, Division B. Cast them in Division, I think, C and D as well, although they had a season off. Now, let's try this again. What team are you with again?
It's RSG Knights.
There we go. And you are in Division D West, is that correct?
Correct.
Alrighty, and how's your season going so far?
We started out not so great, but right now we're hoping for a chance at the playoffs, sitting in the 8th seat.
All right. Well, you know what? You just have to get into the playoffs. If you get into the playoffs, the opportunity is there to get first place. And speaking of placements, let's actually see where these teams are so far this season. Right now, we've got Boogans Forever. They're sitting at 13 points, tied with 2 other teams for that second place spot. Certainly looking for some points tonight here. ReGen Ghost with 6 points, maybe looking for some points to get into the playoffs, just like you said, looking for that 8th or 7th or maybe even 6th seed. And we do have our map bans, so let's check those out real quick. The draft just beginning. ReGen Ghost banned out Alterac Pass and Hanamura. With Boogans, they banned out the Battlefield of Eternity and the Dragonshire. And our first map is going to be Towers of Doom. And, I mean, this is probably my favorite map. What do you think about this map?
I don't really like it, but I run Lunara on it for Double the Soak. Beat up any of the bruisers. I do have to point out, when we go back to the other screen on your stream, that you spelled bread with an A still.
I must have missed it on one of them.
Yep.
I'll fix it. Yep, I missed it over there. we were talking about this at the beginning of the game, or at the beginning of the series here, and the funny thing is I typed it out and I went to go back and be like, hey, that seems kind of weird. Is that how you spell it? And then of course it wasn't, so it was totally just my error. But our draft here, so we've got Ana Greymane banned out, Gazlo and Diva. Obviously, the most recently 2 reworked heroes, and then Johanna's going to be picked up. What do you think about this draft so far?
Seeing the Gazla and the Diva, I'm not surprised considering where they are after patches. Greymane suggests they don't want to deal with any kind of blow up in the Ana sleep darts, anti-heals. Johanna's just good. Ooh, interesting. Diablo into Joe.
Yeah, Diablo's a really strong tank, but Johanna can certainly unstoppable that. The Cassia kind of takes away the potential for that double blind and the additional damage potential. And Chromie's looking at that Diablo, hoping to get some big sandblasts into that Lord of Terror's face.
Interesting earlier Mathael pickup.
It is a really early Malthael pickup, and that really makes me wonder what we're gonna see. Like, what are they holding back and why? We saw the Ana ban, which would have paired really well with Malthael, but obviously they didn't want to give that up.
Considering the Johanna and the Mathael, Anduin might not be a bad pickup there.
That's absolutely true. Could throw out some light bomb Skinergy there. Skinergy has nothing to do with that, but combo action. And Sonya going to be the ban there. Interestingly enough, we don't see some of the other double soakers like Leoric and Zool, probably the most impactful. Zool versus Malthael can have a little bit of an awkward matchup. You tend to try to avoid playing 1v1 against the Malthael. You want to be avoiding them. But it could still be a really strong pick here. Because there it is, the double soak potential, you get more skeletons, push more pressure into that lane. You just have to play it right, at the right time in the right place. So what do you think would pair well with this Chromie? Because they've got one more... Oh, I know what it's going to be.
They could probably pick up Tychus with it. Or a Rainer.
I think it might be a Maiev.
Ooh, that would be good too. No,
Okay,
they're
maybe
Rainer.
not.
They're
Not
Rainer.
even close. I was like, oh, it's going to be something spicy, and it is as vanilla as you could possibly be. The Medivh pick is awesome. I like the Medivh pick.
That'll help shut down some of the time loop potential.
For sure, absolutely. The other thing that kind of does is it allows Zool to be able to get his cleave damage and his cleave healing and all that stuff. So, hey Kane, welcome. Kane out here looking sus.
Yeah, Kane is.
The orange label has the wrong spelling. Oh, yeah. All right. Taco, that's kind of like my... Yeah, Rainer, Maiev, they look similar. They're hunters, I guess. I don't know. It could be a thing. They're pretty similar. Howlin game... Okay, let me see if I can...
Turn me up a little.
Alright, say something.
Something. This is saying something.
We'll turn you up all the way. See if that works. Alright, well, getting
Sorry,
into...
in advance if it blow up people's ears that way.
Actually, I think that right there just did it. I think that's perfect. Let's put a poll up real quick. Oh, can I put it up quickly enough?
Prepare yourself for battle.
One,
Heroes.
or Boogans forever. There we go. Bam. Poll is in chat. You've got 2 minutes from now, which means 90 seconds for those of you that are watching. By the time you see it, let's get our teams introduced. Why don't you go ahead and start with our right team, the red team, Boogans forever.
I need to hit tab to be able to see who's who here.
Fine.
Sorry.
10
On Cassia we have Campbellas. Diablo is Bummer Not. Medivh with non-champion. Zool is Tompies, and Stukov Thundercats.
All right, and for ReGen Ghost over here to the left, we've got Shui on the Malthael, Mongoose on the Johanna. Litterock going to play the Rainer. We got Dub C on Chromie, and Andrew will be on that Deckard Cain. All right, and if you haven't been watching a lot of the the casting lately, there's a new overlay that allows us to see the medallions. So if you check on the screen at the top there, that'll get bumped up when the ultimates come online. But at least for right now, you can check out those 5-minute cooldowns. Makes it real easy to know, like, did somebody use that ultimate ability like a Warlord or Indomitable on Hirosh, or maybe it's that medallion. So keep an eye on those. But anything in particular on the talents here at level 1 that you see that is interesting or that you like to see?
Not overly. I mean, you have Ace in the Hole that obviously pairs up with the Chromie stuff. Ooh, Thunderstroke though from the Cassia. I haven't seen that one as much since her rework.
I've actually been seeing that a lot more lately, and I don't know if that's because of the nerfs that they had for her,
Maybe.
or what have you, but definitely been seeing a lot more out of this Q build. So 50-50 on the votes in chat. And again, I mean, coming into this, Boogans pretty highly valued here. Lid with a great penetrating round onto the Diablo, making sure the Diablo can't do that flip burn there.
Ooh, Medivh. Medivh. Aw, poor Medivh.
First blood on the Medivh 2 minutes into the game. You hate to see it. Resetting that Master's Touch stack. And up in the top there, you know, we didn't really get to see it much because I was showing down in the bottom lane, but Malthael was able to pick up the siege camp up top, get a little pressure, and of course, while I'm talking about and showing that, Diablo dies in the bot lane, so...
Yeah.
All right.
That was... They blew him up right under the fort. Like, the wall there.
As you do with Diablo.
Yeah.
He definitely is a little bit less strong of a hero in the early game, right? He's got less health because of those souls. And we're going to get this triple altar phase. Now, we typically see the solo laners grab these top two, and then the 4 versus 4 down in the bot lane. So we'll see how this turns out and what our teams elect to do.
Zul's got the aggressive position here going for the enemy. Looks like Mathael's just decided to trade him.
Yeah, I mean, they're on their own. But we got Stukov. Stukov was thinking about channeling, but Diablo there charging onto the Rainer. Big Scroll of Sealing. Not going to land on anybody, but provides some zoning potential. And Diablo coming back in, takes the portal to come back in, is pretty far away from the Medivh, but doesn't really mind. As Chromie finishing her stacks, and Bummernot falling very low, might get caught by the root and is taken out by Deckard Cain.
ReGen Ghost definitely has more poke than Boogans here. They also got Mathael to come down while Zul stayed at top.
And even with that, Ghost is just a bit ahead in the XP. Well, about a full level ahead at this point.
Almost a full level.
Yeah, a lot of that coming from the 3 kills they've managed to pick up here so far. And you do have to kind of look at the longer game for Boogans, right? They've got the Zul, who they're going to want to have pressuring the mid and bot lane. And speaking of that, got Malthael versus Zul up here.
Even.
Looked a little close. Both of them getting under half, but ultimately they both decide to go ahead and walk away. And it is going to be that cleave build that I mentioned for the Zul. Oh, Diablo charging him for the Deckard. And is this main tank Deckard Cain? Because Deckard Cain gets charged in and just like walks away with his Pimp Cane right into the rest of the team. Like, come on.
I've only heard of another person call his cane that.
Oh, Cassia gets caught by that root. Diablo did get out, but Campbell is there falling about a half as ReGen Ghost's Siege Camp is going to make it in. The shield
Diablo
coming out on
here?
Diablo.
Diablo falls.
Not? Oh, man, so close for the
away.
kill. Yeah. And, I mean, right now, if you're playing Diablo, it hasn't been feeling great, right? 3 of those
Definitely
kills
not.
onto Diablo.
Let the Gravekeeper's cronies reach
And we see Lid there interrupting the Zool. They don't have Diablo to defend. There's Blessed Shield coming out. They do have level 10s here. Thundercat's getting deleted.
Ooh.
And Lid's going to get that channel. So that's 4 more points. They should be able to get their own relatively easily. Great setup from ReGen Ghost to get that started.
And they're just going right back to lanes. That's good considering they don't have level 10s yet.
Well, and here come with the level 10s, ReGen Ghost getting the Cassia
Ooh.
Diablo. And Diablo's going to make it out, but Cassia not so lucky there.
Poor Cassia.
Level 10's now online, though, for Boogans, so they can start to set up some great combo plays here. They've got that ley line along with the Apocalypse. Stukov can shove out, you know, one of the more problematic heroes if it gets to that. Cassia hasn't selected hers, but I mean, in a lot of ways, I think it's going to be Valkyrie, right? Like, try to get that Raynor, Deckard, or Chromie into your team.
Quite possibly. I think though that if yeah, as I just about to say, I think that if they get a good combination off of the Apocalypse, that Ball Lightning has a good play here.
Well, speaking of that Apocalypse, a double stun there. Diablo is going to fall a little bit low, but I thought there was last rites, but I guess not. The Protect going out. As Portal Games gonna get Diablo out. Also important to note here, level 4 for Medivh, taking Raven Familiar. So anytime they use those portals, they get that extra auto attack damage. They also get that slow on that next auto attack.
I don't know much about Medivh other than his shields are very frustrating to deal with.
Well, and you know what? A Medivh into a Mouth Ale for your Diablo is going to be really helpful for that last rites. Poison Nova, though, is going to spread amongst the team as Tompi's cleaving away, but doesn't have a lot of mana and is getting very low. Could fall, but it's actually Mouth Ale who's going to be the first one to fall. Blessed Shield coming down as well.
It's a great turnaround. Oh no! Right as I say it.
Just the 1-1. Tompi's making it out on that Zool. I am amazed. Actually, make it 2 as
Might get a Diablo here.
No way.
Oh, and he gets out. Nice.
And this is what makes Medivh, like, especially on this map, because there are so many, like, small corridors that are cut off by tiny walls in between all the different forts and all that stuff. Medivh can really provide a lot of value for your team in maneuverability, obviously the protection, but I have to say the fact that they got Zool out of there and then also Diablo is pretty amazing. That was just a 1-for-1.
They got the Pimpkins heading in here.
One makes it through, the second one as well, and
All
there's
of
all
them.
3.
Oh, diving deep for the Stukov.
And that's the one downside to him. That's the Medivh that I end up playing, is I drop a portal and my teammate says, nah, I don't want to be safe. I'm going to go ahead and walk away. And then they die.
I'm usually that teammate that walks away.
It's like having a Deckard on your team and complaining that you never get healing. Like with the 4 potions
See, I don't
that
see
are
that
all
part.
displayed.
I love potions. Potions are great. Portals are sketch.
Well, boss has been on the table for quite a while, but up in the top,
Oh,
Malthael,
look at the top.
yeah,
Malthael
losing out.
falls.
You'd better hurry.
And that is an unfortunate time to lose their Malthael as the double altar coming in the bot half of the
Raynor
map.
is picking up their camp right now. Right here before objective.
So yeah, so that'll put some pressure into that lane, especially with the tower. So ReGen Ghost might be able to pick up that bottom if they can like position their team to stall, which Lid is trying to do, but might not be so glad that he did.
Oh, he almost lived. Thought
The
for
inf-
sure. What a great interrupt on the sleep there. Just trying to think of what it's called. Couldn't figure it
Stay
out.
a while. That was a great subdue there from Johanna, using the Condemned to pull Zul in, and he nearly died to the wall. The first round of shots going over to Boogans Forever, and, you know, I have to say, you almost feel bad because Deckard was on that point, had plenty of time to channel it, but instead pulled back to try to save Raynor. They lost Raynor anyway, and they didn't get the points. But now this is a 3v5. There's that sleep.
What a great sleep. Oh, still in results
Didn't
in death.
matter.
That was a 5-person sleep.
But you know what? I mean, they did just get that camp through. So net result is 3 for 6.
Your failure will soon be complete, usurper.
But a little bit closer on the XP now. Those kills giving Boogans a bit of time to catch up in the XP. The score is 30-13. And as long as you've got 1 point on your core, this is still a game.
You're still in the game. Yep.
We are seeing here Zul struggling a little bit into the Malthael, about even on the structures. With the level 13 cleave talent, I would kind of expect to see a little bit more structure damage, but Medivh just keeping an eye on all of ReGen Ghost here, as both teams now 16.
They pulled ahead a little bit over here. Boogans and the XP.
And we do see that medallion used to keep Zul alive there versus the Chromium Malthael, but Diablo coming in with the portal. Another medallion? No, that's actually the Unstoppable for Malthael used, as Last Right's going out on Azul. He's taken out. Diablo in the slowing sands, but the ley line gonna keep Diablo nice.
These ley lines have been very well placed, getting at least 3 people each time.
And it can be hard to get like a ley line apocalypse combo because of the fact that the timing is different, right? It's 3 seconds from when you go in, but it's a moving projectile, so not everybody goes in and comes out at the same time. That said,
makes it tricky.
Yeah, that said, Diablo's been doing fine, kind of making his own combos. But this is a triple altar. We'll see how this splits. It looks like ReGen Ghost is going to pick up bot, and there's at least going to be the stall up top. Charge onto Johanna. They do have the full rotation.
There we go.
And
oh, but
Ball
the
Lightning coming
Stuka
out.
taking a lot of damage.
Yeah,
Stuka's
Last Right's
down.
coming in as well. Duel with the Poison Nova, though. The root separating the Boogan squad here as
They
Bummer
definitely need
getting
to
the
be careful
flip.
keeping this fight going.
Yeah, it's starting to look a little sketch as a triple kill for Raynor so far. And Medivh making use of that portal to get out. Can they get the Cassia?
Oh, no,
they
Cassia,
interrupted.
run! Run,
Another
Cassia!
great ley line! That hit everybody.
That's awesome.
And it kind of needed to, because Cassia had no health.
It was a great save. We have them picking up boss here, but also Malthael down on their camp.
Yeah, but it looks like they've kind of
They
elected
try to
not
give it up.
to proceed, and that's probably the best choice here. They're all pretty low. Medivh doesn't have the cooldown reduction on his heroic, so the ley line isn't a big threat to them there, but the rest of the team is, especially when they don't have Malthael nearby.
Starting to get a good push of minions at top and bot, though I think the camp will deal with the bottom ones.
Yeah, and this is what I was saying that I wanted to see out of that Zul, was getting more lane pressure so that they can do this exact thing right here. 5 versus 4, they get the Blessed Shield as a defensive measure. Stay While is going to come in, but the Silence is going to interrupt it. Ball Lightning bouncing all around, and Ghost not out of this yet. The Subdue coming out for that massive slow, but Portal's coming in. Can Bummer not get anybody? Not quite. So the question is, now that they have this potential, they've got that pressure mounting in other lanes. Oh, never mind, they're coming back in. Okay.
There goes another medallion use out of the Cassia there. I think it was the Cassia.
It was, yeah. Malthael now here, so this is 5v5. This is not game unless Boogans wipes. If Boogans wipes, Ghost can pick up a tower and win the game then. But the portal coming in, they get the time trap. Zul's going to get that Poison Nova, and Chromie gonna fall
They're good pick on
almost
that Chromie.
immediately. Yeah,
Oh, but there goes the Zool to the, what is it, last rites?
that's right. Yep. And this is going the exact opposite
turnaround.
direction. Rainer, the
That was a
only one who
great
survives. And so what I just said now, Boogans is maybe going to try to do that here. They don't exactly have the strongest siege, though. Cassia's,
Well, they have a little bit of time to try to do it.
What is this? Oh, right, medieval things. Okay. Like, it's just hilarious to me to see Stukov just say, you know what, I'm just going to go tank this fort. Don't worry about it.
Concerned about that, but they got it worked out. Rainer just hanging out in mid, getting some soak.
Yeah, and ReGen Ghost now is level 20, so they have a pretty comfortable lead. They can afford to be defensive, look for the right fight, and then potentially, you know, look to end the game. That said,
You see Cassia picking up their camp.
yeah, exactly. They're going to have points
maybe
coming in the
going
bottom
for an
lane.
invade? No, they're going to defend.
And level 20 is
They
now
got
here for
good
Boogans.
pressure building up on top and mid here. Getting some fort damage.
And that's that value of Zool, so they can continue to push this and potentially get a
So we'll
6
just
cap.
fill their camp. Look at that.
These portals are up for longer too, thanks to that level, I think, 16 talent. And Zool took the damage reduction, so whenever he cleaves onto heroes, they're doing less damage. So it's very important that Rainer and Chromie are well away from that.
Oh.
Little bit off on the timing of the apocalypse, and it could be a major problem as Zool getting silenced is going to get just destroyed. Camp Bella's
Cassia's
also going to
down now
fall.
too.
A double kill, but the chain lightning, the ball lightning rather, going for days.
Playing some volleyball with it.
And a double altar phase coming up here. This is where it gets a
Mateo
little sketchy
flanking.
for Boogans. Unless Diablo can get this kill onto Chromie, that would be devastating for Ghost, or Deckard even.
Meanwhile, in their backline, Matteo messing with the Stukov and Medivh.
Well, they have 2 heroes down for 30 seconds. There are 2 altars up. They've only got a Stukov and Medivh to try to stay in this game. They definitely lose the bot lane, so it's just a matter of can they stall out the mid long enough. I don't think it's possible.
Nah, I don't think so either. Stukov goes down here.
Yeah, because Zool's coming back up,
Medivh
but
did
he's
that
not
too
going to
as
be able
well.
to stop it.
Oh, Medivh gets away. Temporarily? Nope, he dies. Alright.
He was going to try to get in that portal, but it's going to be game 1 going over to ReGen Ghost.
Well done.
All right, let's take a look at these stats. I gotta say, you know, you come into this, the 2 teams that we've got here, the number 2 tied for 2, but number 2 team, the number 9 team, and ReGen Ghost controlled the majority of that game. It did not feel like the number 9 team that was ahead in that. What do you think about these talents? So we finally see the end result of all the level 20 talents and everything. Anything that you felt like was particularly impactful there?
Chromie got her piercing, which definitely helped out there. But past that, not overly. You have silence on the Deckard, which I don't actually personally see a lot of that. And execute, fairly standard.
Yeah, that silence helped to make sure at the very end there, that fight over their left side bottom keep helped to set up the kill there, because it locked down the Zool and Cassia at the very least, maybe even more. Stun stick imp cane, says Cherglue. Yeah. You know, there was one talent, and it's very commonly picked, but I absolutely love this talent, which is right here, Subdue from the Johanna. And anytime you can get 2 people with your punish, it's an 80% slow. When you couple that with Chromie's slowing sands, it's monstrous. You just can't get out of that now. And she can just drop it down wherever Johanna's standing, and now you're slowed, I think 70% is the max. Yeah.
The massive amount of slow. I was actually seeing some people play it over the weekend and stuff with me in Storm League. It was the first time I had seen people actually take that talent.
The slowing sands?
No, the subdue.
What?
Joe? Yeah, most people I don't see it happen, and I was really like thrown off. I'm getting to see people take it.
It's probably my favorite Johanna talent, one of my favorites in the game. Because you just don't, like, it's such a massive slow, you don't really expect it, and it's for like 2 seconds, so it's very strong. You go over the playoff picture. Mongoose keeps telling us somehow it's a wide window still. Yeah, sure. It's a little bit more difficult because I don't have like the brackets or anything like that, but I can show the standings here. Give me 1 second, Taco. I also have to pull up the actual page to come back to. All right, so let's look at the standings real quick. So with that point, ReGen Ghost now is tied with Animaniacs for 8th. And let's take a look at what B-NorthEast looks like. Because the most important thing when you're looking at standings at this stage of the game is how many games has everybody played, right? How many matches are left? And that really tells you whether or not you're in a good place or not. See what like we do have our next map, so it's going to be Uma the Spider Queen.
I somehow managed to get here before you.
I wasn't looking at it. So let's see. So Animaniacs does have one more match to play than everybody. Everybody has 7 except for Scalding Sweat Cult and Animaniacs, which they are playing Friday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, apparently. Is that right? Oh, that's not correct. That says Friday, January 1st. Yeah, that clearly is being rescheduled. So yeah, I mean, so it's the point is that it's very close, but for ReGen Ghost to really get a solid position in here, they need to continue to carry some wins here, or the other teams there at the bottom need to.
Discord is so mad at me right now. I don't know what's going on.
Who is?
Discord is. It just keeps crashing.
Oh. Well, let's make sure that you're still there. You're not. Go ahead and pop on your camera again before I switch back to the other.
There we go. Hopefully it stays this time.
I don't have your camera.
Oh. And
There it
turn
is.
it off
Wait.
and on again.
As soon as you turned it off, it came just briefly.
Alright, well, we'll turn it back on now.
There we
Should
go.
work.
All right, so Tomb of the Spider Queen. Let's show these maps real quick here. So the next game going to be picked by ReGen Ghost, Tomb of the Spider Queen, as we see here. The first game was Towers of Doom, selected by Boogans Forever. It was won by ReGen Ghost 21-0.
I don't want to deal with that Chromie again.
Oh, I haven't even gotten there yet. Hold on. And then the bans, Alterac Pass and Hanamura for ReGen Ghost. Boogans, they banned out Battlefield of Eternity and Dragon Shard. And yeah, let's get into that draft, shall we? So yeah,
they didn't like
Chromiana.
that Chromie.
That doesn't surprise me in the least.
Enough to let Gazlo through.
Well, but keep in mind, they're the first pick. They may actually want to take Gazlo.
Valid. Good point.
Let's see. Oh, yeah. Cherryglue says, seeing it completed is so brutal to see in action. Absolutely. Because you have to hit 4 heroes to get that completed. And then, for the rest of the game, it's just 80% slows anytime you hit.
And they do pick up the Gazlo. Still seeing the same bands from ReGen Ghost, though.
Yeah, and Gazlow's, I mean, he's pretty strong, so, I mean, that may be a quick, an unfortunate position for them. What do you think about Tassadar here? You're a ranged DPS player, right?
I am. Unfortunately, I am mostly auto attacker unless we need, say, like, Kirby. But Tassadar deals out a lot of damage. You've got some blow up, you've got some consistent damage. The ability to push people away if necessary.
And we are going to get the Cassia, but this time it's going to be Imperious here. Is that a main thing in this? Was he playing Diablo? He was playing Diablo.
He was playing Diablo.
Interesting.
I could end up switching, but
they could. I don't think they will, because Tom Peace was their solo lane, so that's likely. But I could see a Grav Bomb Imperious combo being absolutely disgusting.
I could too.
May gonna be the next ban, and that's a little interesting. Like they already have presumably their tank, so I don't know that that's where they were going with that, with the combo that they have. They might, though. Having a very strong front like that and turning Imperious into a 4-man, like, percent-based damage bruiser could be exactly what they're...
The lanes being very close together, it's quite easy to come up for a gank and disappear again. Stukov being picked up by a ReGen this time.
Switching sides, giving the silence over now to ReGen Ghost. And so non-champion and Thundercats. So they had the Stukov, they had the Medivh. I don't think we'll see Medivh again with this setup. It could potentially work, maybe? Like, again, if you're really looking for that Wombo combo, I could see how it could work. But I don't think that's what we're going to see.
Brightwing and Deathwing. Alright.
Alright.
Taking the dragons.
And this is a relatively small map, so... it's the smallest map, I think. So, you know, Brightwing being a global is kind of removed from the equation because she can just get around between the two lanes pretty easily. But
although
she still provides a lot of shift.
Heal.
Yeah, like that frees up her ability to do so.
And the Tychus that I thought we would see in the first round.
Yeah, hold it up. They are switching the Gazlow to the non-champion, so...
Interesting.
So I guess Deathwing is going to be... I guess this is a 4-man Gazlow, possibly?
Maybe.
Alright, well, let's see
I know
what...
Tychus is going to have a lot of fun, assuming that they can dodge the Imperious Q. Tychus and Zul'jin is what I've been playing a lot of right now, so... Got more info on Tychus than I do Tassadar.
Awesome, okay. Well, and I think Tychus is a great pick into this, right? You've got the percent damage for Deathwing. You also have percent damage for Cassia, which she's got the armor, which can normally be a challenge. But you also have that grenade for Imperious, so anytime he comes in and charges in, if you're not the target, you can potentially save that target.
Potentially. I'm very curious to see where he goes. Mostly at 7 and 16, because those will be some interesting talents to see if he goes either the Melting Point or Combat Tactician, which should dictate whether or not he takes Titan Grenade or Sizzling Rounds.
Good stuff. All right, well, we've got our vote up in chat. Let's go ahead and get our teams introduced. I'll start this time on the left for ReGen Ghost. We've got Dub C on the Tassadar, Littlerock on Tychus, Shui playing the Sonya, Andrew on the Stukov, and Mongoose on Johanna.
And for the red team, we have non-champion on Gazlow, bummer not on Imperious this time. Tom Peace is our Deathwing, Comp Bellas is back on Cassia, and Brightwing with Thundercats.
And it's always fun watching watching the Cassias, like, when they're mounted. Like, it's difficult to have Cassie in a bush party, right? Because she constantly wants to be moving.
Yeah, usually hide her just outside of vision on the other side.
Well, we do see Bummer not getting down about half health there with that minigun from Litterrock.
Oh, Gazlo.
Everything's fine. Big stun coming out from Imperius.
That silence puddle, though.
I'm also interested to see how Brightwing plays. Picking up the Brightwing actually is is really interesting. Like, I think it was their 4-5, so they already had, I think, Stukov on the other side, maybe. So
Yep.
yeah, so Brightwing works really well to just kind of make Imperius's day suck. But Stukov can do that pretty decently as well.
Sonya down here actually ate a lot of flack while we were talking from this Deathwing. And then healed back up. I wasn't sure if that was a heal off of Fountain or not, though. Meanwhile, with that duel, Tychus is picking a siege camp below them.
Nobody expects the Tychus siege camp. Suppose you.
I mean, no one expects to siege in general.
You might, right? Like, he pops off that Odin. He's got pretty good siege then.
Yeah, he does. Especially with the level 20 upgrade. Drop nukes on everybody.
So
Deathwing's gonna need some help here clearing that, though.
Yeah, that's gonna take a little while. So our poll results are in, and Boogans coming in 2-1 on the votes. So we'll have to see if chat chat is.
I think
right
I
on
was
this
one of the other voters last time, and I closed Twitch, hoping that Discord will calm down.
Oh, there you go. Electric
We'll see.
fence there for the Tassadar does get the slow, but not quite enough positioning to get the kill there. And it is going to be the bigger they are for Tychus. Just in case anybody was wondering. Oh man, Imperius is so screwed. What? That was absolutely fantastic. Stukov with a massive slow. Couple that with the silence, throw in a little bit of electric fence. Also the like, so many ways that Imperius was just like having a bad day right there. And that's our first blood too. And it happens similarly again. This time to Gazlo.
I had looked down to see how solo lane was going. It's pretty boring down there.
Welcome
not
to
much
casting.
happening.
We check in on the solo lane every once in a while, and it looks exactly the same.
Sonya beating a Deathwing now, though.
That's what I get for watching the solo lane. Missed the kill on the Brightwing. But you're right. Tom Peace now using his healing well. And the thing about the healing well is, even though... And Deathwing's been out for a long time, but maybe people don't play Deathwing. You don't regenerate your armor plates unless you go into the air. So even though Deathwing is now pretty healthy, he still only has the 20 armor. Now at level 16, he can take Elementium plating. That does regenerate your armor plates if you're high enough to pass that threshold. But until then, you gotta go up in the air.
Yep. I've seen a lot of people tap and then go up so you heal faster and can come down sooner.
That's
Interesting.
usually how I do it, yeah.
So this Tychus build isn't necessarily what I would do personally, but this is not a bad one either. All of his builds right now are performing fairly well, from what I understand.
Yeah, I think the stun armor is really because of the Imperius, and it definitely gives him some more survivability. Also, of course, Deathwing's got that ground stun as well, so I think it can make a lot of sense into the team they're facing. A big spear over the wall from Shui, ultimately getting stunned by the Imperius, and Brightwing's going to try to heal Bombernaut right back up.
But they definitely get this sport.
Oh, do they pay for it with Johanna?
Oh.
They sure do. So just the one kill, but you know what? I mean, if you're ReGen Ghost, that's a trade you're willing to make, right? Losing one hero who may not have had all that many gems, just based on what's left, but you're trading out a fort.
It's definitely a good trade, especially this early, and they still keep their lead here.
And Boogans coming in now. They'll get their web weavers, and maybe they can get level 10 during the web weavers. That would be ideal for them, to be able to get those level 10s and then be able to push with that.
Yeah. Deathwing has definitely been struggling down there versus Sonya. Enough so she's now double soaking.
Yeah, and I'll be interested to see if Sonya takes the percent damage talent at 16, or if she even feels that that's necessary.
Tychus took the laser drill here.
I thought he might. With the bigger they are, I thought that might be the way that they go. Because that allows him to stay in that base form and pressure the high health heroes a lot better. Here comes the Cataclysm right through the middle. They're looking to push in this mid lane. Both teams have that level 10s. As the fire coming in, burning down the laser drill.
That is probably why I personally probably wouldn't have taken that into this team. You can just put too many things right on top of it.
What a Gravo combo! Holy cow!
And no one... Oh, never mind. Spoke too soon. Sonya goes down.
That's a lot of gems to lose there. Sonya with at least 21, it looks like.
Yep. She lost a lot. Mongoose here should probably go back.
Yeah, there's almost enough for Boogans to turn in, so they really, like, Ghost has to kind of be mindful of that and, you know, watch for the turn-ins. Mongoose is gonna be fine. He's doing well. 2/3 health. That's plenty. Got that hold your ground iron skin.
Siege camp down there.
Yeah, and this is now where Boogans really wants to be able to get that turn so that they can have that additional pressure in the lane. Deathwing, though, is getting shredded.
No, run! See his protect from his level 1 coming out. Saving him there. What a Gravo bomb. Claims Tassadar, maybe this Tychus. Does he get out? No. Another 10 gems lost. Mongoose managed to do 5 of them.
That Gravo bomb was absolutely disgusting. A triple. Oh, what are we doing? Are we diving in on Sonya? Oh, Shui is so lucky that Bummer not missed that spear there.
Gravo bomb is definitely got a really low cooldown for how powerful it turns out to be.
And at 20, it gets even worse because you get cooldown reduction.
Yeah.
To where if you hit 3 people, it's pretty much instant then. But no gems were able to be turned in here since that kill for Boogans.
Seems they're settling for a camp over here.
Yeah, I mean, they want, again, just like with the siege camp, they want to get any pressure that they can, and then they can start, you know, looking at where can they get these turned in. Cassia's the big carrier right now with 16 gems. Brightwing coming in. There is the stun out onto Tychus, just making it past the wall there so that the Valkyrie didn't land. Shui, however, getting caught by the stun. Gravo bomb coming in is only going to hit Mongoose, but he's going to get melted by the Molten Flame.
They just lost there.
And Tychus getting caught by the stun almost made it out, but again, that Molten Flame from Deathwing. Not working out so well for the ReGen Ghost team here after level 10s. The Gravo bombs have really set Boogans up, and then the follow-up damage from Deathwing, from Cassia, they're just shredding this team.
They're they're comboing very, very well.
Yeah. That happened. So Webweaver's coming out, about to hit the map. Bottom fort definitely going down here in a moment. As Brightwing's going to help to push that in. She does have that hyper shift available, so she can zip back into almost anybody.
They cleared the top spider pretty much for free, but they're gonna lose both bot and mid for it.
Yeah, and not only that, they may end up losing a little bit of keep wall damage on one or the other. And they may end up losing top for it anyways, because everybody's coming up here. Deathwing even going in because he's got the Burn Beneath My Shadow resets for that Cataclysm.
They sent Sonya down here to deal with this. It looks like they're gonna rotate up the top now.
Yeah, that makes sense. Again, Brightwing able to keep clearing that lane and coming up. And speaking of Brightwing, still able to get that Bravo.
Disappeared.
What did TAS take at 13? So yeah, so TAS took feedback. That's that auto attack, damage reduction, or physical armor reduction rather. I think that Tassadar in this case probably needed to go for that dimensional shift, or Shadow Walk, or whatever it's called now in his new version. The movement speed, the armor, like I think that might be enough to be able to get him out of gravel bombs, or at least have the armor for it if he does get caught.
They picked up boss here while we were discussing that.
Yeah, there wasn't much else to do. They do have 51 gems though, so I mean they can gather this pretty effectively. They are going to clear out this camp pretty quickly. And I mean, this is, in some ways I feel like this is a little bit of a risk because they do have a lot of gems. So I think they should not be here personally. I think they take the boss, they get the other lanes pushed up and get value elsewhere, because look at how much value they got. The heroes got basically no value. The boss did all that work. And really they could collapse on Sonya is exactly what they're looking to do now.
Yeah, they did it a little too late, unfortunately. I agree though, they probably shouldn't have been there.
Yeah, so they're about a minute late turning in these gems. They're 4 away, though, from another Web Weaver. And Sonya completely caught out here. Does use the leap. Probably gets caught?
Yep, there it goes. Oh, but she's gonna try. It's not enough. At least 21 gems lost there.
Yeah, that's... I mean, we've seen in, I think, 3 kills. 2 of them on Sonya and 1 on Johanna, maybe, I think, where the combined total would have given them another Web Weaver. Almost 60 gems between those 3 kills. That was a weird voice thing from the Web Weaver announcer. Maybe I'm just not used to hearing it.
Have in-game sounds, so I wouldn't know.
Oh, well, there you go. Web Weaver's coming in, and at least right now it looks like Boogans looking to push into the mid lane here.
They left their right wing down here. Looks like Deathwing's gonna join her. Risky positioning. The Sonya though. Oh, leap not quite far enough to get over the wall. She falls.
Yeah, and the Brightwing, you know, Brightwing's a hero. I say it all the time. I just love throwing it out there. I'm a level 100 Brightwing, and I love to see Brightwing coming back in. There's a big stun onto the Tychus. He is going to use the medallion to stay alive. Stukov with the flailing swipe going to push everybody back, but they're still going to get the kill on the Johanna. And with 2 down, this could be a problem. Yeah, what?
Yeah, I have about half of your Brightwing levels. Definitely don't play her as much.
But it's...
I ended up a Nova main and Tracer as my secondary.
Oh my goodness.
Almost 300 on Nova, almost 200 on the Tracer. So...
Well, we are going to see...
Yeah,
we're going to see Boogans just absolutely turn this around after level 10 with those gravel bombs. And they're going to finish off ReGen Ghost here on game number 2, Tomb of the Spider Queen.
Get to go to a round 3.
Sure do. All right. Miss Windup Bird, I did not forget you. I did see about your redemption there for some alpha time, so I'll get her in just a second. Have to figure out where... All right, so I'll put the stats and talents up here. Feel free to talk about any of these talents that you found interesting, or any of the stats that you want to point out. I'll be back in just a second while you have that opportunity.
I don't think I can talk about anything, unfortunately.
Take it up.
I can't see any of it. Blizzard crashed. Not having a good night for my electronics. Certain tech support's gonna have to take care of it later.
All right, well, fair enough. I went and summoned the tiny one, so we'll bring her on here in a second. Show those stats again for a moment.
Uh-oh, did Discord break?
Can you hear me? Apparently not.
Oh, I can now.
Okay, there we go. All right, so we're going to game 3. Let's give them their point.
I'm trying to get back in the game right now.
Good plan. Good plan. Righty there. All right, Alpha, why don't you say hello to everybody at home, huh? Nothing? Nothing at all? She's like, man, how can you do this to me? How can you sell my affection for a mere 1,500 channel points? What's going on with that?
I did less than that for my dog, so.
She's like, man, I was sleeping. You pulled me all the way out here.
Interrupted the nap.
Kane, I voted the wrong way on that one. You know what? Fair enough. Fair enough. But you know what? I mean, it was a good combo. And so what I was talking about with Brightwing is you know, Brightwing really sets it up so that you can help to have better kill secure. You know, you get that big stun on Imperius, and then when it's done, obviously you don't want to do it before then, but when it's done, then you throw out a polymorph. And if you have level 16, that's armor reduction. So it's pretty devastating. We saw how quickly the Tassadar died, like in just the polymorph.
Yep.
So Alice is over here like, what's going on, man? Why are you doing this? just laying on her bed over here. So we are going to get a game 3. What do you think? Any particular map you think these teams might be interested in?
I honestly don't know enough about them, and I don't remember what the map bans were at this point.
So the map bans were Alterac, Hanamura, Battlefield, and Dragon Shot. So
Now we've gone to Tomb and Towers.
yeah, so the maps that are available, we've got Braxis, Cursed Hollow, Infernal Shrines, and Volskaya Foundry.
I would like to see a Volskaya Foundry.
Oh, you want to be here for 30 minutes?
Yeah, I mean, it's my team's favorite map, and to see higher level play of it, I think I personally would benefit from. But in terms of knowing the teams, I don't know them well enough to know what they might be interested in.
Sure. I mean, Volskaya Foundry could be a fun one. Don't have. Oh, there it is. It's Cursed Hollow.
Oh. I don't see a link for it yet.
Yeah, that's because they did it before you were back in, so you should be able to join.
Oh, okay. Yeah, just join game. There we go.
There you go.
I'm here. And
All
not
right,
on the
first
wrong
draft
team or
teams.
anything.
Yeah. So it's Cursed Hollow, and it was picked by Boogans. So this is another, you know, large macro map. Keep in mind the teams that have picked each of these maps, right? So Hours of Doom, large, lots of macro. That was picked by Boogans. Doom of Spider Queen, very small. It was picked by ReGen Ghost. So, you know, the first pick has definitely been the winner of both of these. Oh, hold on. You know, so it'll be interesting to see how this changes the drafting strategy. And again, I mean, this map is going to be a little bit different. You're not going to see Zool popping off with a double soak. This is too large of a map, really, to do that effectively. Malthael can do it. I don't think anybody else really does it well enough.
Not that I know. Maybe race car Dahaka can get to lanes. There's plenty of bushes along the way, but yeah, Matthew, as far as I know, is a solid and the only real double soaker. In terms of bruisers, though, unless you flex off into Lunara, Lunara can pick up the slack and do it pretty efficiently.
Well,
she also beats up Matthew pretty good.
I wouldn't be surprised if we see, you know, some really strong camp heroes like the Greymane if it doesn't get banned, Raynor possibly again. We're gonna stick with that Ana ban. They just don't want to see Ana.
That's fair. Anti-healing is a pain.
And the only team to ban out Gazlo. At least, oh, we're not on the draft. Let me switch to the draft. Sorry, guys. Sorry. El Taco says, I thought Cursed was banned. Was it? Nope, sure wasn't. Oh, snap. Lord Kane. Did Lord Kane sub? Did I miss that?
Maybe fall. I don't know. I'm afraid to open it to find out what's going on.
Oh, you know what? I bet he unlocked the emote. That's probably what it is. I was like,
that's
man.
possible. He uses channel points quite frequently.
Gotcha. So I think the Imperius ban is a pretty good one. You know, I don't think that Imperius was the reason, like the cornerstone of Boogans comp was and success was definitely the grab bombs. Once they had those, it was Imperius definitely. I'm not taking anything from Imperius. Did well too.
And they pick up the Greymane. I was curious why they let him through. Sticking to what works. I got the Cassia again.
What were bans again? The bans, I'll just tell you, Alterac Pass, Hanamura Temple were bans from ReGen Ghost, Battlefield of Eternity, and Dragonshire for Boogans. I did a follow, so got points. Oh, there you go, Lord. So we're going to see the Tassadar again, and it's going to be coupled with an Uther. All right, so we don't have our tank, which I have an idea of where maybe that goes. We also don't have our Shui, which is our solo laner. So I think I was gonna say, I think it's gonna be a Mei. So I think that's a really good ban from Boogan. And do you think? I think Boogans, what they want to do is they want to be able to get onto the Tassadar like really easily. I kind of wonder if they might not go into like a Johanna Falling Sword Light Bomb combo.
It would definitely work. There's no way to stop the Johanna from coming in with that Light Bomb.
Because right now they have no real solid way to like get into the team. They just walk into them. And right. I mean, Cassie could certainly pull somebody. You know, Uther's really good for countering that though, getting that armor. So maybe that's not how it goes down. I don't know.
There's the Enderman.
We're at least gonna get the hero.
Right. And follow up with the Hanzo stun.
Yeah, a freaking Falling Sword Light Bomb with a Dragon Arrow. It could be dirty. Could be dirty. We'll see. Then Hanzo, Johanna. Okay.
Diablo and Dahaka. And Mathael to deal with it. We were just talking about him.
I think Malthel's a really good choice. He, I don't want to say counters, but he helps to overcome, what Uther wants to bring.
They have
Because his damage
pretty good
percent-
front line anyway with the Mathael. It's a good pick. He can double soak and probably beat Dahaka in soak.
Oh yeah, for sure. If he tries, we'll see if they elect to go that route. Wins game number 3. Ghost or I keep wanting to call him Boogans Squad. That's what they were called before. All right, so there we go. Vote in chat. Hit that drop down. Select the team you think is going to win or the team you want to win. And don't forget to hit the vote button, because if you don't hit the vote button, it's like early voting in Wisconsin. It's just not going to matter.
I haven't heard that before either.
Oh, there's a big thing out there about it.
Ah,
Or I should say not early voting, mail-in voting.
Heroes.
But anyways, enough about me. Let's talk about these teams. Why don't you start us off with the winning team from our last game here, Boogans Forever.
all right. Tom Peace has picked up the Mathael non-champion on Hanzo. Campella's sticking with that Cassia. Hasn't been banned, might as well. Bummer not on Joanna, and Thundercats picked up the Anduin.
5, 4.
All right, and over here for ReGen Ghost, we've got Dub C on the Tassadar, Litterrock on the Greymane, which has been banned out the whole time. Andrew on the Uther, Shui going to be on that Dahaka, and Mongoose on the Diablo.
Diablo looks wonky riding on a wolf.
He looks funny riding any, like, not massive mount. It just, yeah.
I think it's mostly his tail that makes it so wonky.
True. So Malthael's going to be up in the top lane. He'll get a little bit of that soak early, so may
And I
actually
see
be able to
Cassia
get...
heading bot.
Yeah, and Dahaka already in the bot. Now, what I like about that is that with Dahaka there, he was able to use that Brushstalker down into the bot lane at the time that they saw the objective is up in the top lane. So Brushstalker will be back up by the time the objective comes up.
He also waited long enough to see Mathael at the top, which is another wise decision in taking bot.
Yeah, for sure. Malthael going to head to pick up the night camp? Yeah, so both teams picking up their bruisers here. Timing-wise, this definitely is going to favor Boogans because they'll be able to get their siege camp down in the bot lane when that camp comes, or when that tribute. There we go. Words, sometimes hard.
Words are very hard. Totally our team motto there. Words are hard.
That being said, having Dahaka in that lane means that if they do pick up that siege camp at the right time, Dahaka can at least deal with it, maybe pull the giants into the wall, and then dig up. Level 4 is almost exactly on at the same time here for both teams. And we're seeing, pretty much as you would expect for the builds here. Tassadar going into that level 4 plasma shield, so might end up looking at the Archon this time.
Quite possibly.
I think he used Archon last time. So never mind. I made it sound like it was unique, but it's not.
I think with the amount of blow up they have, if they were to place down a wall black hole so that they split up a team, the Greymane blow up would be quite impressive to see. Especially with the team they got bullet into everything else. I think I'd like to see that personally.
Yeah,
See if they
Malthael
pull that
there
out.
used his medallion as pretty much the full team was rotating in except for the Dahaka, but not able to get that kill onto the Malthael. The siege camp now picked up. Hanzo heading up, and Dahaka is going to have to at
Cassia's
least
gonna be
keep
late.
an eye on it. Yeah, the Hanzo with his Sonic Arrow there able to stall out the Greymane, so right now
I
5
often
on
forget
4.
that does damage.
It's not a lot.
Yeah, it's so little, but I always forget, like, if you hit someone with it, you could totally interrupt.
I mean, it's 200, so it's about, you know, 40 or like 60% of one of his Qs. So I guess it's more damage than I thought it was, but you just almost never hit a person with it. So first tribute all picked up there for Boogans. But the siege camp is still going in the bot lane. Maybe about to fall? There we go. Now it's going to fall to the minions. But this is really
Matteo
well
had
placed for
back.
Boogans.
You see the Dahaka going back as well.
Yeah, and both of these heroes have fast movement. They can brush stalk in or the Pale Horse. And Thundercat's beginning the channel. Dahaka's coming in from behind. Johanna gets that condemn. The Force Wall is going to come out a little bit late to get the Johanna, but Tompiece is just fine.
There comes here comes out the pole. Joe walks away.
Big laser there
getting
from
really low,
Task.
though.
Yeah,
Oh
hitting both
my.
of those frontliners.
Joanna and Matteo go down. Maybe the Cassie are here too. Yep.
And that's the Force Wall that you want to be able to lock down a hero. And with the Diablo too, I mean, keep in mind that synergy is pretty fantastic, right? Being able to drop a Force Wall and shadow charge somebody into it. Now that being said, sometimes there used to be a thing with like Tracer, like Mockery showed, that you could use Blink to get through a Force Wall because there's just the
It's
tiniest
timing.
gap.
It's the timing.
So
I've pulled that one off. Tracer gets through with Blink based on timing. If it's all the way up,
I think I lost you there. There you are.
Blizzard crashed again. I don't know what's going on.
Yikes. All right, well, come back in when you can. Well, we are going to get both teams now working on their bosses. ReGen Ghost closer to level 10, about a level ahead here on the charge. And here comes the next tribute. This is in Ghost's territory. It's a defensive position for them, so it's certainly favorable for them. But we did just see Boogans, lose that. So it's certainly possible that they could do the same to ReGen Ghost. But it's probably not going to happen with level 10s here for ReGen. They're just going to pick up this boss. Let me know when you're back in the game.
I'm working on it.
Yep, no worries.
Authenticating. Here we go. Rejoin. Gonna let me back in.
There. I see the attempting to rejoin game. All right, so Siege Camp is going to be picked up here by Boogans, so that'll be heading into the bot lane. And this is potentially a time for them to look for a fight. Now that they've got the level 10s, it's going to be Bless Shield, so it's not the Light Bomb Falling Sword combo dream talking about. But yeah, okay. I was going to say, but Uther just walking by the... But it was just Johanna Anduin, so they couldn't really do much there. So it is going to be that Archon, as expected. It's also going to be the Divine Shield, which I think is really critical with having that last rites on the others.
Definitely. It's like a less efficient Medivh.
Right. Anduin... Okay, I was going to say, holding on to his pick does go into the Salvation, though. But here comes ReGen Ghost. Blessed Shield coming into the back line. Hanzo with the Dragon Arrow is going to get a big stun. Diablo going to get the flip onto Johanna. The Force Wall coming down, isolating the team, but Bummer not going to get the Leap of Faith out. But Tompi's in the back, 100% isolated from the rest of his team. Oh, but just
maybe?
kidding.
Oh, no. Now he still goes down here. Maybe the Joanna kill now for trying to save him.
Yeah, that Force Wall is going to be enough. And, I mean, that's a huge play for ReGen Ghost because the tribute just came up. So
they also have this camp pushing it top lane as well, getting extra value for him.
They had the camp top lane, they invaded, they stole away that bruiser camp mid, and now they get a curse. And this is a big win for them. They can get Soak in multiple lanes. They've already taken down the bot torp, the top fort. Once
Words
again,
are
words.
hard.
And you know, so there's the blessed shield. They do have an aggressive push here. Forcewall is going to isolate Diablo on the other side, but ultimately, pretty well okay. Andrew, they're able to keep the team pretty healthy. Malthael's going to be able to basically counter most of what's up here, but in the top lane. But that top keep wall is going to take some damage. Bottom keep, however, has quite the minion wave pressuring, and we're going to see Boogans split up. About 5 seconds left on the curse now. Neither boss is available for quite some time, about a minute and a half left. So just with the level 13s, ReGen Ghost going to go ahead and pull back. The only item on the map at all is the siege camp on the side of Boogans forever.
Which does look like ReGen Ghost is coming in for.
Dahaka's all by himself here, but it looks like Boogans just not really feeling they had the capability to push on that. Sonic Arrow's, like, Mongoose is dead in the middle of this. And there's the Hanzo Arrow. Hold on, let's watch that. No, we gotta go back to this fight. Alright, for 2 ults missed there. Littlerock going deep into the team does get Hanzo pretty low as Bummernot in the middle. And the salvation is going to keep Johanna alive, but they get the kill onto Dahaka as well. So now Ghost is definitely having to pull back. But they might not be done. Boogans still going in, looking for that kill onto Tassadar. They just don't really have any slows.
This Cassia may be chasing just a bit much without her. There we go.
But just the one kill.
That camp is still going, though, behind them.
True, yeah, and it has a fair bit of minion wave here. It's not really going to get any significant damage. There's a little bit of damage onto that keep. But the lanes are so pressed forward here in favor of ReGen Ghost. But now Boogans kind of saying we need to take a fight. But they don't have Hanzo. Like, if they were here, it would just be a bad day for them.
Uh-oh. Might be a bad day anyway.
Oh, man, that was a well-placed Dragon Arrow. The
Light bomb
Malthael
would have
gonna
just
fall.
turned that way.
Yeah.
Would have loved to see the light bomb instead there. That would have definitely turned that fight.
And they get a quad kill out of that. I mean, and that essentially is kind of what I was saying with the Hanzo being back. It wasn't a fight they wanted to take, and the Johanna being on the other side of the force wall required Anduin to come in with the leap of faith, and then they just weren't able to convert anything. Not into a 5v4 there. And that gives...
Now they get the...
Yeah. In
Ooh.
theory, it gives Ghost the box here, but they're all so not healthy.
I think Tassadar might need to take a couple whacks if this keeps going. Oh, here we go.
Yeah, you got that 12% shield, buddy. Like, make use of that. Top boss is available now as well. So
How coming back for that siege?
Are we gonna see? I think they're going for this top boss, maybe.
It does look like it.
Yeah, and I mean this
Going a
bottom
long way.
this bottom boss goes straight into that keep, so you know Boogans has to really focus on the defense there. So this makes a lot of sense, giving ReGen Ghost now a double boss play.
They also have the talent advantage here on their side.
All of the pressure currently in their favor. I mean, the clock is ticking for Boogans here. They've got to find a way. They do save their keep. It takes about half of its health total in damage. But they've got to find a way to get a strong, solid engage here. But they need to have all 5 of their heroes. If they had all 5 of their heroes at that last engage, they probably would have won it, even without the life.
Probably. But in the current situation, I don't know. It's hard to get a good value out of the other ult anymore with Anduin. I was actually surprised that it went unpunished. Oh,
Yeah, I mean,
I
you've
just
got
realized that I
Diablo,
could find-
you've got Dahaka, and you've got Uther, who can all interrupt that really easily.
Yeah. Oh, there's a cat. I turn out to have a cat on the top of my chair here.
Well, with Dahaka able to pick up that tribute in the bottom half of the map there, the rest of the team able to get more damage onto this mid keep now. So again, I said it just a second ago, but all of the pressure coming from ReGen Ghost, and Boogans looking for that. They do have the 16 Talenter here, and this is probably where we're going to see this fight. Like, this tribute, they don't want to lose this tribute to Ghost. I was going to say, I don't know that Ghost wants to take this fight at, you know, at their enemy keep either.
They did create quite a lot of pressure here, though, with all the lanes being pushed up. This could very well be a one bad team fight loss for Boogans here.
Bummer not in a dangerous position. Anduin really far away, so not able to get the leap of faith, but didn't need it as the movement speed there on Johanna. Mongoose in danger here as Dahaka is trying to get the channel. Big flip onto Johanna. Massive stun.
Johanna goes down.
Salvation not enough, not in time. And now Tompi's getting caught by Shweed. The leap of faith this time onto Malthael. And Divine Shield
Runner
might be too
looking
soon.
out.
No, it's fine.
All right.
2 kills. But they've got a curse. These keeps are pretty much just dead.
This very well might be game. Words are hard.
It certainly could be, but you have to keep in mind too, like, the heroes on the side of ReGen Ghost are fairly low. They've got an Uther healer, and the core mechanic here is a 75 armor reduction. So if they're standing in the wrong place, a Hanzo Aero, or
Dahaka
you know,
just
Cassia.
proved that one.
Yeah, exactly. Like, they could just die. Yeah, so it looks like Boogans is gonna defend this, and that's kind of, I think,
Live to fight another fight.
exactly, like, you know, ReGen Ghost has to kind of back away because they just don't have the enough kill pressure on the enemy team to defend it. If they didn't have Hanzo and Cassia, then I think they might have been able to do it. Poke damage was just too high. But now with no keeps. And level 20's here for ReGen Ghost. It's looking grim for Boogans. They're going to need to probably take 2 strong fights, because they also don't have great siege potential. Hanzo's not super great at it. Cassia's not super great at it. The one hero in the game that's pretty solid at it is on ReGen Ghost. That's the main.
Yeah, Malthael can clear minions all day, but his actual pushing power is a little sad.
I think Diablo's looking for the Hanzo. Just barely missed the force wall there. And Apocalypse missing as well. Oh, but Hellgate coming out with the Gladiator Medallion's going to keep up Johanna. And I can only imagine Mongoose is saying so many 4-letter words and appreciating the fact that his new young child cannot understand any of them.
Certainly know that my team would be definitely doing that ourselves.
Well, bosses are back up, so right now Boogans doesn't have level 20. ReGen Ghost looking to do something. I was gonna say they were looking for the boss. Yeah.
With Dahaka bait, maybe? Nope, they're gonna find this Malthael out of position. Oh. It's a mean bush party.
Yeah, they get the tongue out there as well. There's the salvation, though. Unstoppable on Bummernot. Invulnerable from the Divine Shields are going to take out Johanna, take out Anduin. Camp Bellis gets stunned. And now
That
with
looked like it
just the
hurt.
Hanzo, ReGen goes saying, okay, I think we got this.
It definitely looked like it hurt.
But I don't even want to say, like, for sure, because you know, Greymaine's taking a fair bit of damage, like one curse, 175 armor penalty curse, and Greymane just dies, but he gets through that shielding. He takes the core, and ReGen Ghost gets a 2-1 victory.
Very well played.
Alrighty, well, let's see if we can get an interview here. I think I know who's going to be joining us. You want to hop over to the NGS lobby with me?
Yeah, as soon as I close the game, because apparently that is eating a lot of my GPU right now.
All right, well, meet me over in NGS lobby 5.
Will do. Voila, I am here.
Hey.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to have my tech support behind me look at this when we are done, because I even remember what error I was getting when the game was crashing, so kind of concerning. Stop my chair. My cat is gonna hate it when I get a chair she can't just sit right behind me on.
You're making me come, are ya?
Listen, I wouldn't go so far as to say all of that, but I definitely thought that you should stop by. All right.
I heard it as it came out of my mouth. Again, oh my god. Okay. This is why I don't do interviews.
I
Great,
need
what
my...
are you talking about? This is great.
I need my weenus honker.
Yeah, there's the Venus honker.
Oh, man. Welcome. So we've got Shui here from ReGen Ghost. All right. So scale of 1 to 10, how are you feeling? How's the team feeling?
Pretty good. That was unexpected, I think, a little bit for myself. But you know me, I'm the negative one. So, yeah. Other than Gazlo OP, it felt really good.
Well, you guys started out on Towers of Doom. It was their selection. I applaud that selection because, you know, I say it all the time.
It's the funnest map to watch.
It is, absolutely. I like playing it too. And, you know, you guys had control over that game for, I don't know, 80% of the game. Really played it well. You guys had some great combos with the Chromie and Johanna. Really, honestly felt like probably how they felt when you guys got destroyed by Gazlo in the next game. So I did have, my first question was about who is it that does the drafting for you guys? You kind of make it up as a team, or does any one person kind of focus that?
Yeah, like me and the team, I guess. Like a lot of the time, I'll say something, but if the team, you know, has a different opinion, I'll listen. We'll make that choice. Essentially, yeah.
Okay.
But for the most part, it's been me, and with input of.
Sure. Okay. So when you get into that draft, I see what you guys have. You had Johanna, you had Chromie, and you picked the Malthael really early. So my first question was about that. Like, were you expecting them to take the Zool and you wanted to take the Malthael? Were you thinking they were going to take the Malthael? Like, because I've played with you. I know you like to play that solo lane late in the draft. What was the idea there?
I like on that map, Malthael's my favorite of the double soakers. I feel that he's hard to with for anybody. Zool is a good option, but I feel like I do pretty good into Zool for the most part with him. So I didn't want to lose it.
Gotcha.
So I just took it.
I thought that the reason that you took it so early was because you were trying to hold back some super awesome like Litter strat, maybe get some Maiev action or something, and then I saw Raynor and I'm like, that is exactly not what I thought.
Not what you expected. That was the game 2 draft, and then we got a Brightwing and we were like, God damn it.
So was there anything about game 1 that like really you felt that was just clicking, like that you guys did well? Because obviously you guys have had some ups and downs throughout the season. And what I've seen is that you guys do really well when you feel like you're not like expected
when we're
to
the
do
underdog.
So. Yeah, because you guys beat was it Death and Delay? I think?
Yeah, DID.
Yeah, and that was a 2-0.
I wasn't there for that, but yeah, it was a 2-0. That was the one of the ones I put dormant in because I needed a powwow.
Sure, sure. So was there anything that you felt like you guys did extremely well today that led to your strong victories in the games you won?
Just the comms were on. That's our biggest thing is when our comms are really good, we play well. It's not, this season obviously not always won, but that is the case. When our comms are good, we do well, and when we're just, I don't know, not, our comms are always okay, but when they're not just like, I can't think of just like on. It's all I can think of.
Sure, sure. You guys are firing on all cylinders, making things work.
Exactly.
Yeah, you guys
coming
all
out
had your
swinging, and the punches are hitting. So
right.
we just continue to get more confident as we go, and then we held on to it today, obviously from game 2, where we were just kind of like, Gaslow, didn't work.
So before we get into that, Helen, was there anything that you wanted to ask me about game number 1 there?
Not that I can think of, no.
Okay. Or feel free. Any questions that you've got for Shui, you can certainly jump in now, or we can come back to it if you like.
No, the only question I had was regarding Tychus, and just some of the choices in talent, as a fellow Tychus player, but past that, I don't
You'd
have
have
any
to
other
ask Lid
questions.
because I have nothing.
Yeah,
I know
I have
nothing.
to go find your DPS for that.
Yeah, it was a snap switch to Tychus because we didn't feel like against Deathwing and Brightwing that Maev was going to be effective enough, because he literally just walks over the cage and he's like, "Here you go, you're free." So
Yep.
And the Brightwing just does what she did anyway.
and the Brightwing does
Yeah.
what she did anyway to me instead,
Yep,
basically,
yep.
right? So maybe it wasn't exactly the right choice, but at the same time, I think it's just Gaslow is ridiculous. The comp felt like his ultimate was up, like, I don't even. I don't know how to play
Definitely
Gaslow
agree with
very
that.
well, but
Yeah, his
He's very strong right now. His ult should get a cooldown nerf, where it needs a longer
he needs a
cooldown.
nerf. They over
Yeah.
popped him. Blizz buff.
yeah. His cooldown on Gravel Bomb is 60 seconds, if I remember right. And then if you do happen to get to 20, I can't remember if you guys did or not, but if you do happen to get there, it gets like 12.5-second cooldown reduction. So it means that you can get it multiple times in a fight. It's nuts.
And it's got a longer range that it can pull in from at 22. So
right. So is there anything about game 2 that you maybe would have done a little bit differently? After hindsight being 2020, of course, which just means that hindsight is garbage because we all know 2020 sucks. Is there anything that timing in the draft maybe you might have switched to a different hero or anything like that at all that you had ideas about after the game?
I don't know. It was a weird draft. Like, we were like, are they main tanking with Imperius or not? It was just they outdrafted us with weirdness.
Fair enough.
It was just, but I guess we didn't think they played Gaslow because they haven't showed it. But I mean, he's only been OP for what, 2 weeks now or something.
Well, so. Increasingly OP. He was already really strong, and then they made him stronger. Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah. I mean, in the draft, like other than, I don't know. I don't even think our draft was that bad. I saw someone mention like we didn't draft a Wombo, which was our plan, and then we didn't. So, I had thought about Blaze instead of Sonya before, and maybe that might have helped a little, but even doubt that. I mean, just the game just didn't go well. We were good until 10. Gaslow got his ult, and just like done. I got caught out too many times. We took dumb fights trying to get back in. It wasn't a good game.
I was literally just gonna say probably the most important learning moment of that was the
Stop getting ganked.
Shui dead like 5 times to just being by himself.
Yeah,
maybe not 5 times.
Trying to do too much, trying to soak too much.
Right.
Get us back.
Well,
get us back and get us out instead.
Yeah. So then you hit the reset button by just losing the game. You get into Cursed Hollow. The first pick team won all 3 games tonight, right? So this is again another large
Ektar would be
macro
proud.
map. Ektar would be. So the this is a large map, counter to what you just had to deal with on the smaller map, and you guys looked polished on it. What were your keys to victory in this one? Presumably communication. Was there anything else that you guys did really solidly that you thought worked well in this?
I think we do really good on that map in general. Big maps actually seem to be a strength of ours. We macro very well. Essentially that. I love to hawk on that map. I out-soaked a Malthio. Yes, go me. Yeah, and the comms were on. We didn't make a lot of mistakes that game. It was pretty good.
Cool. Well, listen, I enjoyed watching it. I asked you guys to put on a
You
good
asked for a show.
and you did. So, pat on the back for that. Howlin, any other questions that you've got for Shui before we get to the wrapping this up?
No, everything's covered.
All right. Well, then I'm going to ask you my favorite question because I haven't been doing it much this season, and, I'm just a jerk like that to you. So any particular moment from the match that you want to make sure that you get highlighted that you thought was a fantastic play?
Oh, gee, I don't know. That's I
that's
can't
a hard
tell you
question
that.
to answer if you're the solo lane too.
Yeah, I don't see anything. No, that'll be something that we can look at when we clip all the replay stuff.
Well, you know what? There'll be plenty of highlights. There were a lot of plays. You guys had a great turnaround, and you know what? I'll point one out for you. The Bruiser camp on their side of the map. It was mostly even. I think Hanzo was a little bit far away, but you guys not only end up getting a couple kills out of that, you get the Bruiser camp. You take the tribute. You just push it really hard at that point. And I think that was the really strong turning point in game number 3 for you guys.
Yeah, I remember that game. Just like I kept calling because we'd be like, okay, go push here. And I was like, no, we have pressure there. Push somewhere else so they have to deal with one. I think I did it 3 times where I was like, no, we're not going there. Push somewhere else. And it obviously worked. And yes, now that you mention it, and now that I've thought about it, that last fight where we caught them coming through towards the boss, we baited the boss. That was a good play. I enjoyed that one.
It always feels good when you set up a bush party and it's successful.
And you don't lose.
Yeah. Good deal. All right. Well, let's go ahead and have any shout outs.
Shout outs to my team. Shout outs to our subs, who are technically the team. Shout out to the org. Shout out to Boogans. Shout out to NGS. And, even though shout out to the org, shout out to you guys. Thanks for casting. You've picked up a lot of our games this season. Like I said, I think I said it in our chat the other day, is you're our only fan in the org. I don't even think Rex here. Is Rex here? No. Of course he's not.
Nah, he's playing games.
Yeah.
I saw him earlier.
We used to be friends, Rec and I, but now we're on a timeout.
All right. Well, thanks for joining us, Shui, and good luck. That puts you guys in a decent to good position for being able to have a shot at playoffs.
Last match Sunday.
Cool. Well, good luck with that. I hope it goes well. And
you're not doing anything.
You know what? I will be. I'll be practicing. But hey, on the bright side, you get an extra hour of sleep on Sunday, so you'll be well rested for it.
Nice.
Oh, there you go. All right. Well, thanks again for joining us. Have a good night.
Thank you. Yeah. Have a good night, guys.
Right. So I am just going to leave us here, just because of the fact that it'll take time to get through the resetting up Discord, and this will only be for a moment anyway. So, Howlin, how do you feel about the casting thing? How did you feel about tonight?
It's a lot of fun. I got to see some stuff that I normally wouldn't, so that's pretty cool.
You actually got to see the solo lane.
Yeah, I got to see the person always off doing God knows what.
Right. Those 1v1 matchups that almost never get highlighted because it's so similar all the time there. But yeah, so that's I'm glad that you could join me. Glad that that for the most part your computer held up, other than that that one brief pause there. But yeah, if you guys,
Not sure why that is either. Something
Yeah.
with my memories being overused. So we're gonna get that fixed tonight. Not having that.
Yep. Well, where can the viewers find you? I know you do some streaming of various games. Where can they find you if they want to watch some Twitch action?
Twitch/Hunter Purebred. Sure you have it somewhere on the screen somewhere.
It is. Yeah.
For the
Well,
spelling.
I have it typed out. Yeah. Yeah. It's not bread like that you would eat, by the way.
No, purebred like a pedigree.
Right. Excellent. And you are on the TRSG Knights Division West. You're captain, right?
Yep. I got a game Sunday as well. It's be interesting. Our last chance to get in playoffs.
Well, good luck for you and your team. Thanks for joining me tonight. And everybody else out there, we're going to go ahead and raid over to another match here so you can get plenty of NGS action for the evening. Have a wonderful evening. Don't forget to reset your clocks on Sunday the 1st. And also don't forget to vote. That's it. Have a good night.
Alrighty. Good night.